Michigan used the week off their schedule to their advantage. They got healthier, stayed hungry, and were able to sweep the season series from the Fighting Illini at Chrysler Center on Sunday. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. I'm Matt Shepard. Illinois came into that game on Sunday afternoon as the hottest team in the Big Ten. They had won 5 straight, and their defensive numbers were really impressive, limiting teams to just 56 points per game and allowing them to shoot just 39% during that stretch. John Beilein knew that, but wasn't as focused on the Illini as he was about Michigan and their team.
If we play football, which means either way, again, the football is just this, right? Is this type of play where we just go here, right? It's if we play that concept, if I say play football, it means we're going to throw the ball and we're going to come get that hand back. But the whole idea, let's say if we don't use this screen, if you go over the top, we're going to wrap it. If you go underneath it, we're going to re-screen it. Everybody understands that, right? If you Ricky or you wrap, either one, you're coming right back off. If we say play football, that's the one we're going to come out and we're going to dribble downhill and hand it back to them. You have an identity right now that you got to go out. You've learned from the good, you've learned from the bad, and you know what our identity has to be. But just own that today. Own every bit of it today, whatever we do. Whether you are the guy right at the end of the bench right now, right, or you're the guy that is in the starting lineup. The same, play your role, play it well, own the team. Right? You do all those things together, right, when we get out of here with a W. Right? But we got to have that. Everybody's got to go after that, just like we talked about. Everybody's together. We're all doing our best. This is your team right now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, man. Here we go. 15 strong. Let's go. Mike, be ready. Impact. Push that. See? Let's go, Spike. Let's go, Spike.
Illinois came out gunning. 3 of their first 4 field goals made were threes, including 2 by DJ Richardson.
Left side for DJ Richardson. Stop and pop for 3. Yes.
The Illini would lead by as many as 8 because they used their muscle on the glass as well, grabbing 8 offensive rebounds, with Nana Egwu doing the most damage on the putbacks.
Paul for 3. Nope. Tap back in by Egwu. And John Beilein wants a timeout.
The Wolverines hung tough behind the #1 scoring duo in the Big Ten, Tim Hardaway.
Hardaway up the near sideline, between the legs. Takes it in the lane, spins in the lane, floater on the way. Oh, that's a sweet shot by Tim Hardaway.
And Trey Burke.
Burke sidesteps his way on the left side of the floor. Lowers the shoulder, takes in the lane, pump fake, leaner good.
He's so under control. Not forcing it, letting the game come to him.
The two combined for 15 of Michigan's 28 first-half points, but the Wolverines trailed by 3 at the break. Michigan's defensive intensity picked up in the second half. Hardaway and Jordan Morgan led the way. Hardaway with steals that led to transition points.
Brandon Paul on a drive, had it stripped by Hardaway. He'll lead the break right to left. Into the front court, bounce pass opposite side. Burke lays it up, lays it in. Tied at 32.
They had 8 offensive rebounds in the first half, and they didn't have any in the second half, so we just did a great job of just boxing out and running and, having fun.
And Morgan walling up and playing hard-nosed defense and owning the glass.
Outside, Hardaway for 3. Couldn't hit it. Rebound tapped by Morgan, grabbed by Burke, 15-foot floater's good.
Jordan Morgan, again, just gets his hands on the ball.
Morgan would finish with 6 rebounds in 17 minutes. But more importantly, hold Illinois without an offensive rebound in the second half.
Trying to pressure them, get out in transition, being able to run. We were able to just sit down and get stopped, and that was definitely the difference in the game.
Meanwhile, Trey Burke spurred a pair of runs, 11-0 and 9-0, thanks to his game-high 26.
There's a steal by Burke. It was knocked away by LeVert, and Burke will coast in with a left-handed lay-in. Defense has been a lot better in this second half. The Wolverines now with 8 steals.
Michigan wins at 71-58 to stay unbeaten at home and bump the overall to 23-4.
Right, what were the stats? How many offensive rebounds the second half?
Zero.
Zero. How many the first half? Eight. Big difference in the game, right? Big difference. And they shot 41% overall?
They shot 41% overall. We held them under 60 points.
Again, a team with four seniors that play a great deal, right? A team that just won 5 in a row, has beat a team that's coming in here, Indiana, has beaten them, right? You can beat anybody in the country when you set your mind. After a rough first half, where everything went our way. The bank shot at the end was the story of the first half, right? Where we allowed some offensive rebounds we can't have, but the ball didn't bounce your way. And it was a good news, right? Because you could have been up 6 or 8 points, and all of a sudden they come firing back. You played great defense. That was a big difference there.
This whole week was about defense. Nothing else, offense here and there, but mainly about defense and just picking and choosing where you're supposed to be. And everybody just took it to heart and just did a great job of just learning from it and not making mistakes.
It's big, but, in the scheme of things, it's one game. And it was important for us to try to, have a game to get us some confidence back, get us back in stride. We had a tough stretch, but this game was just big in the fact that we were able to just have fun today and just play together.
Coach talked about it a lot in practice, how they had beat the teams in the second half of the season that they lost to at home. So he was just saying we got to come out and play hard. They're going to play a whole 40 minutes, and we did that.
Stay with us. Later on, members of the Michigan staff defy Mother Nature's chilly temperatures for a good cause. But up next, we get the coach's thoughts on staying perfect at home thanks to the win over Illinois. Michigan's favorite spring water and official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. Go to Absolpure.com. With the Sunday afternoon knockout of the Fighting Illini, Michigan sweeps the season series and extends their winning streak in the series to 5 games. The head coach now joins us. Boy, big difference between the first and the second half. But let's first talk about the first half. Educate us a little bit more, because you thought your team played pretty good defense, even though you're down by 3.
Yeah, we just did. There was some breaks that we did not get. The bank 3 at the end a couple times. Two of our guys grabbed it, gave it to them. It was an offensive rebound for them. Just some little things that happened, and I thought we forced a couple of things. We didn't let the game come to us on offense. But our kids are really resilient at getting better through that. And we just say, hey, they had the breaks that half. We got to get them off the boards. We win this game. You do those 2 things. Make your own breaks, get them off the boards, we win.
Well, you did that on the offensive glass. Illinois had 8 offensive rebounds in the first half. None in the second half. What was the difference there, do you think?
Well, I think, first of all, that we really had attention to detail on that. Our attention was much better in the second half about rotating the people, getting a body on people. And, frankly, sometimes, Matt, the ball just bounces your way, too. But we really cleaned up on the glass in the second half.
They had done such a good job over their 5-game winning streak of limiting opponents to points and field goal percentage. It was 56 points, 39% shooting. You, in this game, score over 70, shoot better than 50. Your team looked like the team earlier in the season.
Yeah, in the second half, when we got it going there a little bit and started to stretch it, I felt certainly like I did earlier in the year. Whether it was the first semester, whether it was earlier when we were playing Northwestern here, and or just Ohio State when we got it going in the second half. We just, our kids play really well together, but they got to play with confidence. They got to play with swagger. I saw that today.
Jordan Morgan. You've talked about how much your team has missed him. I think too many people look at him and go, oh, he's a 5.4 rebound per game. How much can they really miss him? No. The way he hedges and his defensive ability, the way he moves, how good was it? And
he communicates as well. Yeah. He's got to make a whole bunch of simple plays, Matt. He's just got to be an energy guy for us that plays with that great engineering major IQ, and just simple rebound, have a high motor, right? Hit the open man and make layups. That's what he's got to do right now. And it's pretty simple. And if he just paid attention to that, he can really, and is healthy. And I think we're seeing more of that. We saw more of that today.
Trey Burke could be the best player on the floor every single night. He could be a player of the game in every broadcast done. But Tim Hardaway's defense has been underrated all season long. He really improved and showed it against Illinois on Sunday.
You know what? We thought that there was slippage in all our areas, including with Tim and Trey in our last game with Penn State. And it was great. All this adversity we've had with the Wisconsin loss, with the Michigan State loss, it's made us much better through all these things. Even the Penn State, we were sort of, it addressed some issues that we had time to practice.
All right, when we come back, we'll look back at last year's Michigan State battle here in Ann Arbor, and we'll focus on the women's story as well.
These games are all about toughness. Physical, mental, the tougher team tonight takes the win.
Hook pass inside. Morgan pounds on the deck. A kick out. Right corner. Novak for three. Yes! 2 triples for the glue that holds Michigan together. 13-4 Wolverines. Yo-yos the dribble. Now takes it left side. Off the glass. And it rolls down. Pretty move by Trey Burke, who's come to play tonight, baby. Darts baseline. Tosses opposite wing. Kearney's open for three. Got it. And just like that, Michigan State has pulled it within one. Douglas hesitates, now drives, no looks, Novak, ball fake, drives baseline, hop step in the lane, right-handed shot, good. Patience, 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 and it's 40-31 Michigan. Tries the right side of the lane, a floater on the way, and it rims down. And Keith Appling has double digits. It's now a 3-point lead for the Spartans. Burke, a deep three. Oh, give me that! Oh, my goodness. He said, why not? He stared at the MSU defense and said, I'll take it, I'll book it, give me 19, and give me a tie ball game. Left wing for Hardaway. Hardaway drives by Wood off the glass, and it drops through. 10 for Tim Hardaway, and he pulls the Wolverines to within one. Now Appling with a crossover, takes it in the lane, right-handed runner, short, rebound up in the air, tapped out, grabbed by Burke. Here comes Burke, right to left. He's got Douglas on the right side. Feeds him, lays it up, lays it in! Michigan's in front, 60-59 with 36 seconds to go. Outside Appling. Appling drives, shots, blocked by Morgan. It's loose, picked up by Wood. 8 seconds to go. Wood against Douglas. Stay solid. Near side Green, lost the handle for a moment. 3 to shoot, 2, a leaner, off the glass, no! Rebound, Michigan, they win it! The Wolverines win it by 1! What a ball game.
Chrysler Center should be fired up for the rematch on Sunday. But see, we as members of the media, you as fans as well, can always get up for those games and look ahead for those rivalry matchups. We have to remind ourselves that it's the coaches and the players who can't afford to do that. Before the Spartan invasion on Sunday, Michigan has another game. It's a road game at Penn State against the Nittany Lions.
We got a game before that Wednesday, and we beat Penn State here at home, and we know they're going to be fired up, and we just got to be ready for the contest.
Is it a challenge, though, not to look ahead?
It is definitely a challenge, but you always got to take one game at a time because win or lose, you could lose at any given moment in the Big Ten, so you got to take it each game at a time seriously.
We don't look past anybody. We're going to prepare for Penn State, and, we're not even going to focus on Michigan State in practice. I mean, sure, upcoming games are always going to be in the back of guys' minds, but it's not the main priority right now.
Well, the basketball staff is always trying to help. Later on, we'll show what lengths they took to help the Special Olympics. But up next, the women's story from this week. Welcome back. After scoring a career-high 24 points to help Michigan end a 12-game losing streak to MSU last week, senior guard Jenny Ryan was named Big Ten Player of the Week for the first time in her career.
I was kind of surprised. I wasn't really expecting it. Usually with Player of the Week, you need the 2 big games on like a Thursday and a Sunday to get it. So when I got it, it was a nice honor. But the bigger thing I was happy about is that we got the win. You never want to have a game where you do something that you're not normally capable of and end up with a loss. So I was just happy we got the win. Everyone played great. Kate had a great game. She could have been in the running for it for all she's done this year. And so, it was an honor, but I'm just still happy with the win.
Michigan began the week in 3rd place and had a chance to make up some ground on 2nd place Nebraska at home and on 1st place Penn State on the road. Sarah Van Meter was at both matchups.
Senior Nia Jordan scored 6 of Michigan's first 10 points as Wolverines jumped out to an 8-point lead Thursday at Chrysler Center. Nebraska then went on a 13-0 run to take a 5-point lead, but Jordan put Michigan back on top. She had 10 first-half points and finished with a team-high 12, and Michigan led 22-18 at the half. It was all Nebraska for the first 8.5 minutes of the second half. Michigan couldn't score, and the Cornhuskers used a 21-0 run to blow it open. Michigan falls 57-39. The Wolverines entered the Lions' Den Sunday, as 7th-ranked Penn State was looking to clinch at least a share of the Big Ten title on Senior Day. After Michigan scored the first bucket, Penn State went on a 21-2 run, with Maggie Lucas scoring 15 points and leading the home team to a 40-26 lead at the break. But Michigan opened the second half on a 12-4 run, with Kate Thompson heating up for the Wolverines. Michigan cut the lead to just 4 points, with senior Nia Jordan scoring 14 points and Rachel Sheffer adding 10. Thompson finished with a career-best 25 points, but Michigan's comeback fell short, 68-57. The Wolverines will look to win their 20th game of the season on Thursday when they host Northwestern at Chrysler Center. Michigan's going for the season sweep before wrapping up the regular season with a trip to Columbus to take on the Buckeyes on Sunday afternoon. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Sarah Van Meter.
All right, Sarah, thanks. It may be cold outside, but it wasn't enough to deter members of the Michigan basketball staff from taking the icy plunge to help Special Olympics. We'll explain next. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you in part by the University of Michigan C.S. Mott Children's Hospital, mottchildren.org, and by Absol Pure Water, Michigan's favorite spring water and official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. Go to absolpure.com. The first ever polar plunge to benefit Michigan Special Olympics at the Big House raised more than $130,000 Saturday when more than 400 people jumped into ice-cold pools after collecting financial pledges to do so. Special Olympians went first, followed by their coaches. Members of the Michigan Athletic Department participated, including basketball strength and conditioning coach John Sanderson and administrative assistant C.J. Lee.
I decided to dress up a little bit for this great event. It's a great event for Special Olympics Michigan, so I had to pull out the old West Virginia look, you know, compliments of Adam Flesher, my former assistant.
I'll be checking everyone's vitals before they take the plunge, starting with my own. It's Dr. Lee in the building.
This is a great event, again, benefiting Special Olympics Michigan, great cause, and it's just a great way to just to bring awareness and to help out a lot of athletes that could use support.
Couldn't be a better cause to do something like this for. I can promise you I will never, ever do something like this ever again. But it's for a great cause, so I have no complaints. Take one for the team.
It is ridiculous in here. Oh my goodness.
As a basketball judge, I think I'm going to give CJ about a 7.5. I didn't think he'd stay underwater that long. I was quite impressed. I don't know if it's because he can't swim or because he was just so cold.
The approach was great. I was hyped. I was ready. I was focused. I thought about my teammates. I thought about my staff members. I didn't think it wasn't about me. It was about the Special Olympics. And as soon as I went in the water, all that was forgotten about. I panicked. I was thinking about the sauna that I'm getting ready to get into. I've got hot chocolate already in the office, pre-made, ready to go, and calling it a day.
Without a doubt, Sanderson made the biggest splash at the Big House on this day.
You know, you just ruined my camera.
I'm sorry. Whoa, that was cold.
John Sanderson by far 11 out of 10 scale. He did like a sideways half somersault pike flip, landed splash, all the cameramen. Phenomenal job by our guys.
I wanted to bring something big to the plunge. My goal was to splash all the cameras in the front row. I don't know if I did that. They said it was 32, 33 degrees. It's freezing. I can't wait to jump in the hot tub or something, or a sauna.
John Sanderson, good job on that cannonball. Huh? We'll bill you for the camera a little bit later on. That'll do it for this week's edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. Thanks for joining us. We invite you back next week. We'll recap the men on the road at Penn State and the home grudge match against Michigan State. Until then, have a great week, everybody, and go Blue.